Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about NIO stock. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about NIO. And if you guys actually don't know what NIO stock actually does, or NIO is a company in itself, NIO is an EV company that's based out of China. Pretty similar to Tesla, guys. NIO produces luxury EV cars. Like I said, it just happens to be based out of China. Looking at the 5-year chart here, guys, this thing IPO'd September 12th of 2018, currently up 592%. Looking at the 1-year chart, guys, this thing is up 1,705%. Obviously, I've said this time and time again, guys, I do think NIO is the biggest growth stock of 2020. As you guys see here, this thing started the year trading around $4 a share, and the fact that it's been able to climb all the way up to $41, basically now being evaluated bigger than General Motors in just a single year in the midst of a pandemic, goes to show that NIO has experienced a lot of growth. Looking at the 3-month chart, guys, this thing is up 128%, and the 1-month chart, it is up 4.56%. As you guys have seen, NIO has actually had a lot of big news recently. First one, it started with the whole bill that passed, basically in the United States, saying that if Chinese companies do not abide by auditing guidelines, basically they're going to be delisted from the NASDAQ. Do I think NIO is actually going to be delisted from the NASDAQ? No, I don't. I do think NIO is a legit company. I actually do think NIO's sales are legit. And like I said, time and time again, the whole EV market in itself is starting to mature. There's just generally more demand for it. So NIO's growth is certified. It's legit. It seems legit. As you guys know as well, NIO did have earnings earlier in the month. They did very, very well in their earnings. Obviously, they're still not profitable, which is probably another big concern for investors. But guys, you have to understand that NIO is headed towards profitability, right? Their losses are shrinking and their revenues are starting to grow more and more. Already expecting $960 million in revenue by the next quarter. In other news as well, NIO did get a huge analyst upgrade from Goldman Sachs, who was actually a bear on the stock, from $7 all the way up to $56, which is a 666% analyst upgrade, which is just absolutely huge, guys. I mean, for someone to do a 666% analyst upgrade, especially for someone who was bearish on the stock, goes to show that these big-time investors do see the long-term potential behind NIO as well. But guys, NIO stock has not been doing well recently, and a lot of people are wondering why. You know, why is NIO stock continuing to crash? And that's also in other news as well, guys, because NIO stock actually offered a 60 million share public offering. And if you guys don't know what that actually does, it's basically when they put more shares on the market, or they sell more shares, or leave more outstanding shares. What this actually does to itself is when a company puts more shares on the market in itself, it generally devalues the stock. Obviously, you guys know the saying, the more you have of something, the less valuable it is. It's basically what's happening in NIO stock. So that did also cause the price of NIO stock to crash as well. But in good news, guys, NIO is also dropping a lot of new vehicles. As you guys had seen before, since Tesla has been making more of an appearance in China lately, Tesla obviously making a pretty big name up there. NIO was going to drop 2 new sedans to be able to compete with Tesla's Model 3. But guys, guess what? Instead of just the 2 new sedans, now they're going to be dropping an SUV and a minivan as well. That's just absolutely humongous, guys. And I've said this time and time again, I think people should take the opportunity to buy the dip on NIO at $41.52. I do think that this company is pretty undervalued right now. And I know a lot of people are skeptical, and a lot of people are saying, you know, it's time to rotate out of Chinese EV stocks. It's time to take your profits. But guys, I just truly don't believe that. I just don't think it's a very good idea for people to actually sell their stakes in these Chinese EV companies. And the reason I say this is because if you guys are taking a look at the long term, guys, NIO, XPeng, and all these other stocks still have so much more room to grow. NIO as a company itself, guys, founded 4 years ago, has been able to do a very good job of growing and expanding as well, guys. And you guys have to understand, yes, I understand that they did a 60 million share offering, but guys, this is what companies do so that way they can raise capital so they can expand faster. Ramp up production, produce bigger and better vehicles, guys. It's just part of the process. Every company does this, but I can also understand why people also hate stock offerings. Like I said, NIO, that's based out of China, is already planning on expanding to Europe in the middle of 2021. We do have NIO Day coming up at the beginning of the year as well, where NIO is going to basically be unveiling all sorts of cool products, new features on their cars, and the types of cars that they're actually going to be releasing as well. If you guys also didn't know, NIO in itself is also working on a bigger and better battery, and they also have a bigger and better battery, and they're also working on a self-driving chip, basically wanting to roll into the robo-taxi industry. Self-driving chip and a bigger battery are two big things, guys. that are going to be basically game changing for the EV industry in itself. And the reason I say this is because, you know, a lot of people complain about the battery life when it comes to EV cars. The fact that NIO is solving the problem, trying to be super innovative by creating a bigger and better battery, goes to show that NIO has a lot of merit as a company. Even, like I said, the consistent analyst upgrades, not just from Goldman Sachs, guys, but from Bank of America, Deutsche Bank, JP Morgan, and the fact that a lot of analysts are saying that NIO is going to be an iconic brand and a top EV company. I do not suggest people to rotate out of NIO just yet. I think people should buy the dip on NIO at $41.52. I actually do think it is worth the price, guys. I think right now it's currently undervalued, and my price target is still set the same. I do think NIO stock is going to be a $300 stock in the next couple of years. I know a lot of analysts say that NIO probably won't be profitable for a couple more years, but I'm fine with that because, like I said, guys, in the time, the EV market is going to continue to grow. The EV market is going to continue to expand, and NIO as a company is going to continue to expand as well. You guys have to remember, people said the same thing about Tesla, guys, when Tesla was founded back in 2003. They said that the company would never make it. They said that the company was going to go bankrupt, that the company would never be profitable. But guys, look at where Tesla sits today. You know, 15 years later, 20 years later, Tesla is an absolute empire with over a $600 billion market cap. It just goes to show, you know, a lot of people were also bearish on that stock. And a lot of people were saying you should sell Tesla, but people who actually waited and invested in Tesla probably made a lot of money. And I do expect the same thing from NIO. Yes, I know there is more of a rise of competition now, guys. There's a lot of EV companies out there that are starting to IPO. They're starting to come out of the game because everyone wants a piece of the EV industry. And it makes complete sense, guys, because like I said, the market is starting to mature and people are looking towards the EV market to carry us into the next decade. As you guys have even seen in the pandemic alone, the only two industries that have actually been doing well is tech and basically EV companies. You know, there's a lot of EV companies that did IPO this year, but all of them have grown a substantial amount, which does make investors hesitant to continue throwing these, you know, their money into these stocks because they've grown so much already. I mean, if you take a look at the 1 year chart here, guys, I mean, NIO has grown 1,700% in this year alone or year to date. The fact that, you know, people are like, okay, yeah, what's the chance of it doing it again? But for me, guys, I'm always going to remain bullish on NIO. I do think NIO is actually worth the investment, and I'm going to be holding NIO for a very long time. I've seen NIO's merit. They have very good guidance from the CEO. Yes, I know a lot of people do not like the public stock offering. Yet again, I'll reiterate that point. I get it, guys, but you have to understand it's part of the process for NIO to be able to raise capital so they can raise production, they can expand faster, and they can make their vehicles better quality. I have no problem with this. Yes, I do agree that I do think it does devalue the stock, but for me, guys, I do see a $300 price target for NIO in the next couple of years, and I do see $100 in 2021. That's just my personal opinion, but the fact that, you know, the stock is sitting so cheap right now, and I do think it'll probably go a little bit lower. I don't see anything going lower than like $38 to $39, but guys, I'm adding as much shares as I can because I do see the long-term benefit in NIO. And if you guys are asking if you should buy NIO now or wait, I think you guys should buy NIO stock now. I don't think you guys should wait on NIO. I think NIO is worth the investment. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of NIO stock. Do you think NIO stock will continue to grow? Are you guys going to sell out of your position? If you guys own NIO stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.